What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again with the Hall of Heroes announcement for the month of October. A unit that you guys would have never imagined would have showed up during the Halloween season, Dusky, the Dark Jack-o'-lantern. If you guys are not familiar with this, or maybe you're new to the game or new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Once a month, every month, Come To Us gives us the opportunity to collect a 4-star monster in the Hall of Heroes dungeons. We're going to have 3 days from October 13th to 16th to go ahead and get all the pieces that we can obtain between these 10 floors, total being 250, so that we can summon 5 of these particular monsters. So is this good? Is this food? Some of you already probably know the answer, but let's go ahead and just take a look at it anyway. And here we are, Dusky, the Dark Jack-o'-lantern. First skill, Trickster. Hitting the enemy 3 times with a 30% chance to decrease the attack speed for 2 turns, also dealing damage based on attack speed. Second one, Song of the Wind, similar to the Water and Wind Jack-o'-lantern here. Being able to buff the attack speed and critical rate for 2 turns, which of course is nice, right? If his first skill does damage based on speed, being able to get that speed is obviously going to help. And then last but not least here, the Knight's Comfort, being able to provide a shield when your turn ends without attacking the enemy, right? It's going to be proportional to your level and lasts for 3 turns that it is generated. So while you have the shield, you also do additional damage, and it is increased by 50%. So pretty interesting passive right now. Overall, when it comes to some of these units that have skills proportionate to the levels, I haven't seen them to be too strong. If I recall correctly, it's in the vicinity of like 5 to 6k when it comes to this particular shield. So seeing that it is an attack-based monster, depending on where you're at in the game, that amount of shield can actually be a decent amount of HP. But again, it's proportionate to your level. So if you're relatively new to the game, it's not going to give you as much as it would when you have a 6-star. When I took a look at this particular unit, the HP for it was a little underwhelming for my part. The attack wasn't too bad. Obviously, the base speed is fine. But overall, even with this resistance leader skill, as much as I want to get excited about a new Hall of Heroes, I don't think I can do it this time around. When I think about the Jack-o'-lanterns, this is one of those categories, like this family of monsters that I feel like the light and dark ones just are kind of underwhelming in comparison to the wind, water, and fire counterparts here. Honestly, I would probably just focus down on maybe getting one and then saving the rest for skill ups, because again, this ability is pretty unique, right? I mean, if you get stun, sleep, or whatnot, and your turn ends, you're still going to be able to get that shield and keep yourself alive, right? But again, this is an attack-based monster. Outside of other units in your composition, what's like the determining factor to get this one right out of the way? So let me give you an example, right? When I think about the Jack-o'-lanterns, by far the one that everybody knows about is Chilling, right? Chilling, this is a unit that was kind of underwhelming at the start, and then they changed the animation speed, and it became very, very good. This is obviously a very nice unit when it comes to not just Dragons B10 but Necropolis B10, being able to have the multi-hit on the first skill, bust out a couple of like a violent set, revenge set. You're going to get a lot of multi-hits on this unit. And then of course the speed buff is really nice as well for Necropolis, as the speed is capped, so having the speed buff is going to do you good, especially if you don't have that slow landed. So but the aspect of the passive here is really good with respect to Dragons B10. So if you don't have a reliable stripper, whether it's Megan or Bella, maybe you don't have enough accuracy on it right now, obviously this is going to help out. But more importantly, if you're in the late to end stages of the game, this is definitely by far climbing up in the meta when it comes to endgame RTA. I even use it in Guild Wars. If you guys have seen me, I pair it with Kamoon and Ethna. Between Ethna and Chilling, I steal a ton of beneficial effects or strip a ton of beneficial effects, which really goes well versus some compositions that are heavily reliant on the beneficial effects to keep them alive. Those Fang Yang compositions with like Rakan, stuff like that. That's what I generally take it out for. But of course, with regards to RTA, you could literally throw it into any particular team where your opponent is trying to basically sustain himself with the immunity, the shields, the attack buffs, whatever the case may be. So overall, when it comes to Dusky, obviously this is a rare unit, so go ahead and make sure that you get one. But once again, this is not something that I would go out of my way to build, because ultimately there's a ton of different attack-based monsters that provide unique aspects, you know, to your composition. Whereas this one here, yes, the speed buff and the critical rate buff is nice, but this passive here, I don't think it's just like, I don't think it's going to be like just game changing, right? Whereas chilling, if you are struggling with, you know, consistent DB10 runs, if you need a little bit of a speed buff when it comes to Acropolis, it's great. I mean, even the fire one, I believe it or not, I love the fire one. Reason being is it doesn't have a passive, but it has multi-hits on all of the skills, 3 times, 4 times 2, so you can even make an argument for building Smokey. But personally, if you are looking to get into the later stages of PvP, I personally like chilling there. Get one Dusky, you know, save the rest for chilling. Chilling's going to be easy to skill up, because I think it's only like 3 to 4 skill ups on the first skill, and then only 1 on the second, so it's super quick. You could probably literally max out your chilling with this whole like situation right now with regards to the pieces here, or the Hall of Heroes dungeon and whatnot. And so it's really nice, because again, if you get this skill, you know, maxed out, and you're starting to steal beneficial effects, as you can see, attack speed increases according to the beneficial effects, which turns into more damage here, because the more speed you have, the more damage you do. Yes, that's going to be really good. So that's going to be it, guys. Just tuning in for this Dusky Hall of Heroes. I'm definitely going to collect it, but I probably won't test it out. If you have, if there's anybody, all the influencers in the Summoner Sword community, anybody out there that will be testing it out, please let me know. I'm excited to see it. I want to go ahead and check out your channel. Whether you're a big channel or a small channel, let me know, and I'll definitely put out a good word for you so we can hear about it, right? That's going to be it, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in for this HOH announcement. It's your boy Childish from ChildishPlays checking out. Take care, and we will see you next time. All right.
Check this out.